Happy Wonderless Wednesday, a very special episode as next Sunday is International VW Bus Day. And I was a big part of it last year, and we'll talk about it in just 1 minute, but stay tuned to this 3-minute video.
Hello, I am Pablo Disi, President and CEO of Volkswagen Group of America, and I'm very happy to be here with Gabe Iglesias in his amazing collection.
That's a long intro. Thank you for being here, Pablo. I appreciate it. I'm Gabriel Iglesias. I've always wanted to have a CEO title, but you got to earn it. You can't just call yourself CEO. We're sitting here in beautiful Long Beach, California, which doesn't get said enough. I started this collection about 10 years ago. Jay Leno was the guy who inspired me to start collecting cars. And I'm like, well, people are telling me to invest this way, invest that way. And he's like, if you collect a classic car, you can enjoy it. And if you decide to sell it, you'll make money. So it's like you're enjoying your investment versus not seeing what you're doing with your money. And I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
And why VW? I mean, you can invest in any car.
Volkswagen, that was my first car. So I had that connection to it. And plus, a Volkswagen is a people's car. No pun intended, because that's what Volkswagen means. Absolutely. But it's such a cool, iconic car. And everybody that sees it is like, oh, it's always a great face whenever someone sees the car. They're just excited. They glow. It's like, I can't believe, look at that,
It brings back good memories.
And it does, because every time someone sees one of these cars, they're like, it's always a story attached to it.
There's always a story attached to it, yeah. And which one was your first car? Was it a bag, a combi?
My first bus was a 1968 Volkswagen Transporter, a bay window. That was the first car that I invested time and energy in, so there was a lot of things attached to it. We're standing in front of this beautiful bus. You don't see these color combinations too much, and so this one really stands out a lot.
How do you choose the colors?
I think we used up all the colors in what was available at the time, and this color scheme right here, we're like, all right, let's see what happens. But this is the bus that everybody talks about.
The attention to detail that these vehicles have. It's incredible, Gabe, the way your team, they give love to the vehicles. And you can feel it.
I take a lot of pride in these buses and keeping them beautiful, and just the fact that you're here means a lot. This, out of the entire collection, is the only double door bus. So there's doors on this side, and there's doors on that side. This is an incredible just work of art. It's a pretty car, but at the end of the day, people are going to freak out at the fact that there's doors on both sides.
Yeah, and you have the air conditioner here.
Yeah, you lift it up and you
it'd be cool.
Little AC.
Listen, Gabe, you have an incredible collection here. Is there any favorite one that you have?
It's all, and I hate to sound like that person, but it's always whatever the new bus is. The newest, the new flavor of the week. That's that's the one that gets all the attention.
Listen, the new flavor is going to be the new ID Bus Electric. June 2nd will be the International Volkswagen Bus Day. And we're going to have a huge celebration. And I would love if you can join us.
I would love to be part of it. Save me a parking. I'm there. That's what I always tell people. You want me to go? Just save me a parking spot.
And you can choose, and you can come driving in any of these beautiful vehicles to the party. And we count on you.
You can count on me. I would be thrilled to be part of a Volkswagen Bus Day, and I will be there.
Choque los cinco, entonces. There you go.
Wow, that was amazing. Oh my God. So Amy, let's kind of talk about how the day was founded. You're on mute.
It's been a while. It's been a minute. So let me see if I can refresh my memory. They submitted their application and we jumped all over it. Just because the VW bus is an iconic vehicle. And so when we seen it come through, we were totally excited. We went through all the formalities and I started working with Will and some of the other team in creating the story. It was such an easy process. They were great to work with and a lot of fun. So it was a lot of fun just being able to be a part of developing such an iconic day that has done very well and continues to do well on the calendar.
And I just want to say I'm just very pleased to be a part of it. And I actually reached out to Senator Janet Nguyen's office with the state of California, and they issued them a proclamation. And I believe the city of Huntington Beach issued you a project as well. Will, right, Will?
Yes, yeah. And man, watching that video brings back memories. I can't believe it's been a year already.
Right?
But yeah, thank you so much, Amy, for saying that. The process was great on our side too. It was just one of those things. If I could give you a little bit of backstory from how it came about on Volkswagen side. You know, we had the event coming up to unveil the Buzz. We already had it on the calendar for last summer, June-ish somewhere, and we were looking for ways to make it bigger, better, more fun. And one of the things I do for the brand is I manage some of our social media channels. And when I took that responsibility over, our head of communications sent me a number of links he thought could be useful to me. And one of them was a link to the National Day calendar. And he said, Will, you might want to take a look through this and see, you know, all the different fun days they do. Maybe there's something we can align with, you know, National Road Trip Day or you know, whatever it is. And there was a one day where I was sitting down and I was just going through month to month, seeing what jumped out at me. And it just hit me like, you know, why don't we have a day? And the more and more I started thinking about it, I was like, you know, there's maybe a handful of automobiles where you can go anywhere on the planet and show people a picture of it and they know what it is, right?
Yes.
And at Volkswagen, I'm pretty confident in saying that we have not one, but we have two of those. We have the Beetle, and of course, we have the Bus. So with the event coming up, I said, hey, what about a bus day? I think people would like that. Let's take a shot at it. And you know, we looked you guys up. We submitted the application. We crossed our fingers. So to hear how excited you were about it on your side.
We were very excited.
And I heard about it, 2 months before?
Yep. Because you guys were planning an event. So we were trying to get somebody because we weren't sure if anybody from our staff on such a short notice could go there. So we gave Cindy the opportunity because she is one of our celebration ambassadors and right in Huntington Beach.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we filled her in and I was stressing, don't say anything. This is top secret. They're not ready to announce it yet. You know, so I'm glad everything did work out. And from what I hear, it was a great event. Marlo was able to get there at the last minute. So that was kind of a bonus.
Yes.
So overall, I think the first initial year of it was extremely successful. And every time this is the second time it's coming around. And it's just fun to see how our followers are already latching on to looking for events in their areas that celebrate Volkswagen in general, but especially the VW bus, because it's nostalgic. You know, it's famous for what people consider the hippie era. I personally like the VW Bugs. I have a cousin whose parents had one and she has it. And every time I see her, I ask if she's ready to turn it over, but it's still an answer no. Someday.
My very first car, 71 Beetle.
Wow,
cool.
That's pretty cool.
See, and this goes right back to what Gabriel was talking about on that video you opened up with. And I say this to people all the time in that, you know, I've been with the brand almost 9 years now. And people ask what I like about working here. And my favorite thing is the stories. And the Volkswagen stories, everybody has one.
Yes.
Whether like you don't have to have owned a Volkswagen yourself, but you know somebody who did, or you had a friend or a memorable experience, or you know, so a concert you went to or something, and it's just like everybody I encounter because of this job, whether you know whatever role they're in, they always you know end up telling me their Volkswagen story, and I love it. It's so true.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I don't foresee it stopping as far as the fun is concerned. One of the things that I do at my job is I monitor social trends, and people have been posting about the upcoming Volkswagen Bus Day for a few months now, throwing their events out there, whether they're large or small, and sharing them across social media. And they're sharing the hashtag that we created together. And that's
that's
the
awesome.
best part. So we always will forever be tied together with that hashtag. And that's probably one of the nicest things to see.
That's great to hear too. Yeah, because just the way things work, we can't throw a big huge party like we did on the first year
Yeah.
every year. But that's the beauty of something like this, in that we create the day, we put it out there, we have fans and followers everywhere, and they can use it to make their own celebrations
Yes.
wherever they are. If they have 100 people, if they have just two, that's
It's still a celebration.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you going to celebrate, Will, on Sunday for VW?
Well, personally, man, I don't have my own bus yet, or Buzz. I have gotten to drive it, which is really cool. So maybe next time around I'll have different news in that area. But I can tell you, as a brand, we're announcing some fun news tomorrow to kick off the second bus day. And that is, now that the ID Buzz is actually just around the corner, it will be going on sale Q4 of this year. We are announcing a graphics program, and I can't tell you too much right now, but it's gonna let you have some fun customization opportunities with your Buzz that you purchase. So I invite you to keep your eyes open. It'll be all over as of tomorrow. Our media site where we announce our news is media.vw.com. So we'll have that full story up there, along with some other fun stuff to help celebrate the holiday.
So I don't think any organization, any automobile organization, has anybody ever done that before.
I don't know. I don't want to say no. I can't say for sure.
Yeah.
I know it is new for us.
That's awesome.
So
I'm excited
we're
to
really
see
excited
what people
about
are going to order.
So, Amy, how will you celebrate this Sunday?
It depends on how I'm feeling. I always have my grandkids on the weekends, and I love it. So unfortunately, neither of them are old enough to drive yet. So maybe we'll just drive around and see if we can find slug bugs, as little kids like to call them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And well, I'm going to celebrate. Actually, my agency has a booth on Saturday or Friday and Saturday, and I'm going to be giving away KOWBUNGA Van Clan T-shirt. So I'm going to be supporting a local business.
Cool.
So, Will, some of the things that I've done with my brand is I integrated national days as a way to pay it forward to other businesses like yourself. So in any business that's related around a national day, I find ways, like say, for instance, National Beer Day or Drink Wine Day, then I connect with the local business that I could pay it forward to. Because it's really great as a small business owner to think of other small business owners instead of always about us. So this is really amazing, especially for our city of Huntington Beach. I'm going to do a shout out to, of course, KOWBUNGA Van Clan and also Rabbit Rental. So one of the things I do with my travel business is I do a lot of Southern California vacations. And I've actually have talked to Rabbit Rentals about possibly doing a surf trip down there to the Ensenada area, because they have a big area there for surfing and whatnot. So that's another way that I could pay it forward to his business as well. That's
great. That's really cool to hear, and to give it's a nice shout out to our enthusiast community for the area too. All the groups and the enthusiasts that came out to our event last year. I want to thank them again, because it was nothing short of amazing to see the types of vehicles that people brought out. And for anyone who wasn't able to attend, it was the event was largely centered on unveiling our new vehicle, the ID Buzz. But what we also did was put out a call to the local enthusiast base, bus owners specifically, to come. It was a big party, a beach party in Huntington Beach, and a chance for them to see the new car, but to also show off their car and to be around other bus owners and fans of the brand in general. And the way that sometimes, I'm sure you both know, the way that events can come together, it happens often very quickly.
Yes.
And nothing's, some things are never certain. And this was a particular aspect of it, the bringing in the enthusiast vehicles that we didn't really get together until the last minute. There was a lot of logistics with working it out with the city and the permitting and everything. And by the time it all came together, we were kind of like, oh man, are people really going to come to this? And yeah, and they did. I don't know why I was nervous, because if you know anything about Volkswagen enthusiasts, it's that they can rally at the drop of a hat, and they sure did. We ended up with over 200 buses that came out on relatively short notice to come and just be part of our party and celebrate the introduction of the Buzz. And these were really, really impressive cars too, that came from local, and some made the trek from a little bit further away. But it was just such a cool thing to see, and to see it mobilize so quickly was just astounding.
I do remember you sending me an email telling me that you were going to do this. And I remember reading the email and hearing your nervousness about whether or not it was going to be successful. And one of my thoughts was, your Volkswagen, people are going to come. But at the same time, I understood that you have a 2-week period to throw a blast out and say, hey, we're going to be doing this at this time. Feel free to come. In remarks to your how many people attended, I do have to say that Marlo did mention that he was totally happily surprised that everything happened so quickly, but everything the whole thing was such a great event. He said there was people everywhere and buses for miles is what he said. And so I, for one, didn't attend, but I'm glad to have been part of some of that process. And I'm glad Volkswagen of America, because I learned there's a difference. Volkswagen of America did such a good job on the release of the day, when it was just intended to promote the new ID Bus.
Yeah, and it was great. It's funny you mentioned Marlo. He and I just spoke a couple days ago, and he was telling me more about his experience there that I hadn't heard from last year, but that basically he was out pretty much the whole night before. So we let people, if they chose to roll their vehicles in the night before the event, and many of them took that option, and they were able to camp out with their cars too. So they were hanging out at night, and I think Marlo told me that he ventured over at one point just to get a sneak peek at what was going on, and just got sucked into the community and the bus owners there, and basically couldn't leave, but at the same time didn't want to leave from all the conversations that he was having with them.
So I want to do a shout out real quick to Skinner Classics. You see the VW bus in the middle there. If you're a big fan of old movies like myself, do you know what movie that's from, Amy?
I do not.
I
Fast Time at Ridgemont High.
That's what I was going to say. Fast Time at Ridgemont High. I do remember that red truck. It was one of the draggers on the road. The strip.
And that's the actual bus from the movie. And yeah, shout out and hello to Robert and Marlo Skinner too. They've been great to work with. They've helped us in a number of different scenarios. But yeah, I found it fun to learn the story of behind that, and that is the car from the movie. It's not a recreation.
And I have a funny backstory about that because I actually moved from Vacaville, California, and that's actually where they're from.
Yeah.
And I've been in the Huntington Beach area since 2016, 17. And I actually met them last year. And when I found out they're from Vacaville, I'm like, wow, what are the odds of that? Here we are a year later, and Marlo and I have become really good friends. So
Oh, that's
her
awesome.
and I will start working on projects. And there is a museum where that bus is, which I believe it's in Van Nuys, isn't it?
I don't recall where it is right now, but
Yeah,
probably.
somewhere
Yeah.
in the valley here in Southern California. But yeah, that's definitely something on my bucket list.
It was nice seeing you again, Will and
Yeah,
Cindy.
same here, Amy.
We'll talk later. Good luck at your unveiling tomorrow. I'm going to be watching because I am so curious to see how this is going to go.
Same.
So
Awesome. I hope you feel better.
thank you. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Okay, feel better soon. Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Bye.
Well, there you go. You want to hang out for a little bit longer, or you need to head out? Because I know you're on the East Coast.
Yeah, I can wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, so let's talk about some things you think we could collaborate with VW and the National Day Calendar. I mean, I'm the founder of National Bucket List Day, which happens every April 24th. And the gentleman who was on the podcast earlier, he's actually going to make a beer for a National Bucket List Day. So I think
cool.
I want to talk to him about a beer for you guys as well. And then I'll connect you later on today. I'll go ahead and send an introduction email. So he would be a really good contact for you.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah. So anything else you'd like to add that people really need to know about and how to, mark that VW bus bucket list?
Well, I what else can I tell you about? Well, it's I guess I shouldn't leave out that it is a big year for us. And Amy mentioned the differentiation between Volkswagen, the main brand in Germany, and Volkswagen of America, which operate as separate entities. But it's a big year for Volkswagen of America. It's actually our 75th anniversary this year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and for football fans or anybody who is watching the I think for safety, for legal reasons, I should say, the big game this past February, we as a brand ran our first advertisement in the game in 10 years, and it was largely centered around the brand's history in America, how we got started, the humble roots of just two Beetles that were brought over into New York City, and how that grew into Volkswagen America, and then where it's going next, which is the ID Buzz. So the commercial, which you can find on YouTube now, really moving, really touching. Even if you know nothing about the car, again, it harkens to the Volkswagen stories. You see all these cultural moments or relatable moments where you can maybe have a memory of, oh yeah, I had something like that happen to me. But yeah, it culminates with the ID Buzz, which I mentioned earlier will be out later this year, and we're really excited. I mean, this has been something we've been showing off and teasing the photos and the videos and everything for quite some time now, and now it's actually here. So fully electric, 3 rows, 7-seater, all the fun colors that you see, we're actually going to offer them too. We're not going to dull it down when it actually comes to market. So yeah, I would say if you're a fan of the old bus, if you've been watching the new one, keep your eyes posted. We'll have news coming out tomorrow. We'll have more news trickling out as until we get to the point later in the year where the cars actually show up at the dealerships. And then that's your chance to get out and get behind the wheel, try one, and see if you want to become a VW ID Buzz owner.
Yeah, I actually like the orange because you see the that orange logo back there, that's for National Bucket List Day. So either like an orange or blue.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you'll unveil like the costs and everything tomorrow.
Pricing is a little bit further down the road. Tomorrow's all going to be more like, fun options and things that will be available when it goes on sale. Cost is going to come a little bit later, but yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, I can tell you we will have an orange offering. We will have a blue offering as well.
And what different hues of blue will you have? Do you kind of have an idea yet on the palette for that?
Well, if you remember the one that we had on stage for the event last year, it was kind of a I forget our actual name for it is escaping me at the moment, and I apologize.
Yeah, let me see if I'm gonna go to the page from last year to see if I could find, because I know I took some pictures there.
Yeah. But yeah, well, fun news tomorrow. There'll be some other things mixed in with the press release that we put out tomorrow for fans of the brand that maybe aren't ready to make a full commitment for a car. I'll just leave it at that and let you guys figure out the rest when that's all live and reported tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So here is their proclamation from the state.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I have the other photos in here. Here's the mayor.
Uh-huh.
There's all the amazing food you guys put
her
out.
spread, yeah.
What a great event. There's a VW bus.
The light bus.
Was it yellow?
We do have a yellow one, but our main car that we were showing off was white over blue.
I thought I had the front of it on here.
There you go.
No, that was it there, right?
It doesn't show the whole car, but yes, that's the one right there. So
wow.
Yes, that particular blue right there will be an offering when the car's on sale.
I thought I had it in here. Oh, that one is nice.
Yeah, and the green too. The blue, the green, the orange, and the yellow are all for sure.
Okay, so it's kind of like a seafoam color.
Oh, there's me on stage.
There you are. Oh, there's your mug I made you.
Oh, yes, yep.
Oh, there you go. There's the Skinner van.
Yeah, inside.
With the van. Wow, so amazing. That is just
a lot of good memories in there.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you so much for having me on and letting us share our news with you, and for everybody out there celebrating International Volkswagen Bus Day, however you're celebrating, enjoy it.
And do some shout outs. So you have a Volkswagen on Instagram, Facebook, and any other social media networks?
Yes. So we are Volkswagen of America on Instagram is @VW. If you do @Volkswagen, that's in Germany. So
in Germany.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. For the focus for the Volkswagen of America is @VW. Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to put you in the green room, and
all right.
I'll talk to you later. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you follow the KOWBUNGA Van Clan and connect with Don Ramsey. And this weekend, International VW Bus Day. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you on the next Bucket List Coach Web Show Live podcast.